Namo Adidafa. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully, with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading More Than Mindfulness, Widening the Field of Practice by the Monastics of the Thai Forest Sangha. Today we're beginning a talk by Ajahn Sona on focused attention, panoramic awareness. Our first focus is mindfulness. If you read about this sutta, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, you will find various schools and approaches to it. If you've been trained in the sort of formal monastic type of approach, perhaps Sri Lankan, you'll get a very scholarly presentation about this entire sutta, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, from the Long Discourses of the Buddha, Digha Nikaya 22, will be treated as a kind of holy text, which is complete and came whole from the mouth of the Buddha at a very certain point in history. Then, other versions will just be partial or very casual approaches to this. I would suggest that this is not a piece of music. It is not a cantata by Bach or anything like that. This is a collection which was given over the years in many different situations. Certainly, it wouldn't be appropriate for the Buddha to give in a single instance the entire full version of this. Maha meaning great, Satipatthana meaning focuses of mindfulness or foundations of mindfulness. The thing that one should keep in mind is that this is something offered for you, and you will use parts of it at different times in your life. If you stay at this long enough and you're interested enough, you will eventually start to have an overview of the whole thing. It's not like a single masterpiece that must be experienced from first word to last. So, we are starting in the body. The body is very good because it's the most obvious, it's tangible, it's material. At Wapa Nanachat, I remember hearing one of the teachings that the body as a foundation of mindfulness is like the gate of the monastery. Before you go into the monastery, you must pass through the gate. So the body is the gateway to these other dimensions which you direct your mindfulness to, which you direct sati to. Sati is the sentry overlooking the gate, the entrance, which you can regard as the body. I'll discuss further this relationship between the entrance, the gate, the body, and the walled city, and the sentry. You will be hearing a lot about the simile. This is how you retain it. You get a coherent sense of it by looking at and remembering the similes that the Buddha gives. These are brilliant. The Pali Canon is probably the largest collection of similes and metaphors in religious literature, all given by one person, and each one is not just casual. Each element of the simile is very important as a support to the entire understanding. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.